Listen, sometimes you gotta stand against the grain and say what's really the truth. Some people ain't gonna like it, some people gonna run from it. But you know what? We gotta be honest. And sometimes when you can't be honest, you need to be fucking real. This If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast.
Involved and overreacted. The 40-year-old unarmed black man had his arms raised when he was hit with a taser and almost simultaneously took a bullet to the chest. The 4 police officers on the scene then waited almost 2 minutes before taking a puncher who later died from his injuries. Betty Shelby is now facing a first-degree manslaughter charge after authorities found she escalated the situation unnecessarily.
I pledge my allegiance to the motherfucking flag, but I'm still harassed by blue lights and a badge. No, I'm not protected by that camera on the dash. I got my hands up, still you point and you blast. Now my bloody body leaking in the ambulance. They told the news report it was a pistol in my pants. I fit the description of every black man. Fuck the police is all that I'm saying. Probable cause, ain't no motherfucking cause. No, that's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the laws. This vicious ass dog keep on sniffing my balls. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was driving down Cleveland.
All right, well, y'all heard the intro. Welcome back to another episode. If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast. That song is from artist Conan Hercules, song entitled Fuck the Laws. This episode is entitled Fuck the Police, Part 2, / Prepare for War. This your boy Big A again with my brothers and also a special guest, Mrs. Simelton, Miss Jazz with us. Got Evan and got Tyler. How y'all brothers doing tonight?
We feeling good. We over here real good.
That's good. That's good. T, how you doing, brother?
Magnifico.
Magnifico. Okay, you speaking a little Spanish for us. Okay, good. All right, y'all. Well, based on the title, y'all pretty much know what's going on and kind of the feelings. So we're gonna just jump into it real quick. First thing with the world issue again, vote. We ain't gonna even talk about this for too long. Vote, register to vote. You can go online and check to make sure that you registered to vote. If not, you can register to vote. You can also go online and request a mail-in ballot. So if you don't want to put your life on the line trying to go vote in person, you can do that. Just vote. At this point, there's nothing else we can do but try to rally together to get the right people in office. And then also, we send our prayers to everyone that's in the Gulf Coast, the coast part of the U.S. right now. They're dealing with the Hurricane Laura. It hasn't touched Tennessee as of right now. I know they said it's scheduled to kind of hit us too in the early mornings or so. So everybody be protected, be safe. If you haven't went shopping, if you can, go shop and get you necessary items that you need, just in case. But we're going to go on and move on to the main topic, which is the attempted murder of Jacob Blake. Now, if you have not seen the video will be in the show notes, the link. But Jacob Blake, 29-year-old black man, father, initially was trying to break up a fight from the backstory, and as a result, he walked away, was trying to go get in his car, and based on the video footage, he was pulled by police officers and shot 7 times in his back. You know, 2020 it's been a real motherfucker of a year, but it's just now it's getting to the point. It's like I gotta ask: are we getting killed quarterly now? Is this what we at in America? Because we had all the stuff earlier in the year with George Floyd being lynched to death on video, and then Rashard Brooks, he was killed again. Same thing, shot while he was, his back was turned. And literally, you see in this video, this man was pulled by his shirt, and the cop emptied 7 bullets into this man. And the killing part on top of that, he did it in front of this man's children. I don't know about nobody else. I'm like, fuck the police now, fuck the police forever. And at this point, in my personal opinion, we gotta be ready to go to war, because clearly they ready to kill us at any moment's notice. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of seeing this shit. And people say, well, if you tired of looking at it, turn it off. You can't get away from it, because as a black man, and us all being black men, we all know that fear of being pulled over by the cops, praying that this just ends with us getting a ticket. And that's the sad part. We pray that it just ends with us getting a ticket and being able to let go home, while other people are not getting to go home. And they've come to say that because of his injuries, Jacob now is partially paralyzed. So he went from an able-bodied man a couple days, last week, to now he may be permanently disabled or have some type of physical disability for the rest of his life. And now on top of that, his children are traumatized. And I don't know about y'all, because I'm not a parent, but I understand with parents, y'all, one thing is you have to teach your children about the world and kind of pull the veil away from their eyes. But to have your child experience that firsthand and the veil is ripped from their eyes, I don't know. I couldn't imagine being in that situation. It's wrong on so many fucking levels. And I'm just fucking tired. What y'all got to say?
Well, for the most part, I try to go to the store or run the errands, go get my own gas, because of the fear of my husband getting pulled over by the police. So I'm like, babe, I go get my own gas, or whatever we need from the store, I'll go get it. Or we go together, because I'm afraid that alone, I won't be there to at least witness it. And then they can lie. I'm not even there to tell my husband's truth if something happens to him. So I tried to do it myself or go with him. And my brother, honestly, he got pulled over last week. And I found out afterwards, it was in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. Glory be to God. He walked away with a ticket and his life. So it does suck that the children are traumatized from this situation.
My wife said things very politely. I feel fuck all of them. Fuck them. Man, if you watch the video, they just threw the rights of this man out the window. Didn't give 2 shits about his life. Didn't care if he had a family. Didn't care about if he had anything worth living for. What was his name, his reputation. They didn't know anything about him. They didn't care, because they didn't do anything right from any perspective. It's not someone's death sentence or sentence to be injured or paralyzed, hospitalized, because you decided you wanted to walk away from law enforcement. You have the right to speak. free speech. You can talk when you want to. If someone is not involved in a situation, it's like a gang member teaming up on people, forcing them to do something for them. Law enforcement does not really equate to some form of good if you can just get shot down in the street, shot down in your car from not doing nothing. The man didn't do a damn thing. Fuck him. Fuck him all. And that honestly is why, if you look at a lot of people and African Americans, even for him, he did not want to be involved with the cops. You don't want to get involved with the cops because you don't know how it's gonna turn out. You don't know if it's gonna go good or bad. So you just leave it alone and try to get away with your life. You pray that you survive the day. When you're involved in the cops, you pray that you survive the day. And that's all I feel like he did. He was just trying to get in his car and go. And they shot him. They shot him in his back 7 times. And there was no form of violence no form of escalation leading to that form of violence. It's just despicable.
See, this is the thing. I don't get it. The first thing they do is they want to look at your previous arrest record. They want to vilify you. They want to that's how they justify. Oh, he was a criminal. He needed to get shot. Oh, the police officer was just trying to walk home with his life. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I saw him reaching for anything. It looked like he was getting in his vehicle to drive off. But we don't have. So with all that said, there was 3 officers there. Why couldn't they have just tackled him? That should have been the worst case scenario.
Yeah, tackle him.
I don't see the reason to literally at point blank range unload 7 bullets into somebody's back, and then you can hear him fall on the car horn. So he was sitting in the vehicle at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't get it. It's to the point where it's like they just become an executioner on the spot, regardless of what you do. And I don't see any way you can justify people constantly getting shot or killed. And the fact that there's so many people that don't see a problem with it or try to justify it, it's mind-boggling to me. And then we got the other situation that happened up there with the 17-year-old. And you see how they treated him after he killed 2 people and shot and injured another. He didn't even get arrested that night.
Yeah.
People were telling the police who the shooter was.
Yeah, yes.
It's amazing the difference in how those situations are handled. And I've been saying this for a while now. It's not going to change until, remember a few years ago, they had all those killings in Dallas, the Dallas PD, and then I believe it was somewhere in Louisiana. I want to say like either Bossier or Shreveport. There was a couple officers killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's getting to that point again where people are going to start shooting back.
Yeah, that's why I said
they're going to start executing cops without remorse. And that's, as a police officer, you would think that was scary, but apparently it hasn't been enough. If they off about 30 or 40 cops nationwide, I bet you they'll get the message this time. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that they should, but I understand.
But I'm going to be honest, it's not even just 20 or 30. Like, it need to be a weekend where 200 dropping across the country. And like I said, if you are a righteous man or woman that put on the badge, stay at home, resign, put your family over the livelihood. Let the assholes, the hot shots, the people who want to go out there and bust some heads, let them be out there so it's an easy target. Because at this point, it's like we want to live. We begging to live. And we shouldn't have to beg to live in a country where everybody else get to live. You don't see videos, of other people, even in other countries. And other countries do way worse shit, But we the ones who get continuously hurt, continuously getting killed. And it's like, it's no justification. And it blows my mind because I'm a licensed, I got a gun in my home. And being a person who has a license to carry a gun, they drill that shit in your head in class. Depending on where you get your license from, you can be in class for 8 hours for one day, or you can be in class for 2 days, depending on who you get your gun license with. But the one thing that they drill in your fucking head is you don't pull your gun out, and not unless you absolutely have to use it and are prepared to deal with the aftermath of you using it. Meaning, if they drill that in our head for us to have guns and we citizens, how the fuck are these people becoming police officers? And I'm sure, ain't they supposed to go through more training, use your taser, de-escalate the situation? Ain't this some shit that they supposed to already be trained to do and mastered? And the fact that these folks escalated to holding the man's shirt, is one thing to, okay, shoot at him as he driving off or some shit like that. But to hold his shirt, to pull him where he can't get away and then empty bullets off in him point blank, you can't justify that. You can't say, oh, it's an isolated scenario. No, because this shit is happening everywhere. And everybody's seeing it. It's damn near to the point that black people and brown people have to wear fucking cameras connected to a fucking server somewhere in the world that records 24/7 just to feel safe, or just to have some kind of record of saying, hey, they did this to me, this how it went. Because you can't justify holding that man. I don't give a fuck what the situation was. And then to that whole thing with the smooth criminal Kyle Rittenhouse, he's 17 years old and killed 2 people, shot one person. They said that one person about to lose their arm. My question is, how the fuck did he even get down there to do that? Because he's 17 years old, he's a kid.
His mama dropped him off.
Okay, where is she at, and why is she not being charged? Because
she provided him, from what I read. I'm not gonna say this is true, but from what I read, the mother dropped him off and equipped him with the guns.
Okay, so pretty much we should be also charging her as an accessory. Because my thing is this: I ain't no parent, but one day when I become a parent, I don't give a fuck how old my kid is. Once my kid grown enough and out the house, that's one thing. But if he's 17, he or she's 17 years old, and they in my house, for one, I ain't giving them no fucking gun, not unless we training at a shooting range, and just learning how to use it. Secondly, I'm not finna go drop you off in some type of situation that could escalate or end with you getting hurt or somebody else getting hurt. So I don't understand how the fuck that even remotely why did she think that was a good idea?
Talk about literally like some of the worst parenting ever. I don't understand why he was even out there wandering the streets with a AR-15. But that's what he had.
Yeah.
So what sense does that even make? That he was out at 17? He's first off, it's past. He was out past curfew. That's one. 2, he was illegally carrying a firearm that's not his, not registered. He doesn't even have his gun license. He's not old enough to have. Be 18, unless there's. And the state he comes from, Illinois, has very strict gun laws. So how the hell did he even get a hold of that? That's I've been wondering. That's bad parenting. And then the fact that he killed somebody and then literally drove home. That is mind-boggling to me. This the thing. The thing is, it's the Black or African Americans. We're killed at a disproportionate rate. But the problem with it is they kill everybody. Why is there? We have so many killings. The United States is so terrible when it comes to the justice system and when it comes to policing. There's hundreds of murders every year from police killing people they never de-escalate situations. It's like the fucking cowboys trying to run around in the Wild West and shoot every goddamn thing. There's never any de-escalation. Why are these police officers not trained in hand-to-hand combat?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, Tyler. It is de-escalation when you the right fucking color. Because prime example with this Kyle kid, he shoots somebody not even a minute up the street. People running, chasing, telling the police he the shooter. But this motherfucker, he's more smoother than Michael Jackson. He just walk right past the fucking police with his hands up and a gun strapped to his chest. So I do think that they de-escalate. It's just de-escalation ain't for black and brown people. And that's just abundantly clear at this point because he not even the first white kid to do this shit. What was the other white boy that early in the year did a double murder and left, went state to state and then got pulled over? And I seen a video where they had him handcuffed, giving him water and some more shit. So I think de-escalation is only associated with your skin color.
Yeah, I agree with that because, dude, first of all, like Tyler said, worst parenting ever because if the mother was the one that armed the child and left the child to do the dirty work that she wasn't gonna do, then that's already problem number one. She knew what his intentions were and planned to arm her own child to go off and do it. He does the action. And most times in all other situations, the cops don't even have to be explained the story before they start accusing people of who's the criminal, who's the victims, anything. You don't have to explain. They just go on the scene, they immediately know, and usually they're wrong. In this case, this dude was walking down the street with the gun strapped to his chest. No fucking way that doesn't look like he's dangerous in any way. He has to be dangerous.
Not even just that, but the fact that this shit happened on the same street. The police was right there on the street. Not only did you can hear the gunshots, you see people running, and he come with his hands up.
And then I heard in the video somebody yell, "Are there any injured? Are there any injured? Where are they?" So they disregard this white kid walking down the street with the gun, asking, "Is there any injured?" And the people first thing to say is he is the shooter. Like, get him first. He's the shooter. Like, y'all are letting him go away, talking about we finna attend to the people who've been shot. Y'all shoot and kill us all the time for pulling out a cell phone, for moving our hands, Skittles, anything that seems like we have the motion to potentially be dangerous. You shoot us. But this dude is walking down the street with a gun, a strap to his chest. There's no way you can't call that dangerous.
See, this is the thing. This is the problem I have with everything. If Donald Trump's son got pulled over by the police and had a few drinks and got out the car and acted belligerent, and he got shot and killed, the laws would change tomorrow. There would be national outrage about him getting shot and killed, and things would change. I promise you, immediately they would change. It doesn't until it affects these people. They don't really give a shit. That's the problem I have with all that. They lack empathy. They lack empathy until something happens. Until something affects them. Yeah. So until you see somebody that's Caucasian and that has power, and they go through the same thing, or they're killed, or they're shot multiple times, you won't hear anything else about any laws changing. The NRA, I mean, they never speak up when when things get out of hand. They love to. They support. I mean, all NRA is just another white supremacist group. That's basically what it is.
Thanks. But the NRA support.
It's hilarious.
I would say, the NRA, they support the mass shooter starter pack, because every time there's a mass shooting, it's a white boy with a shit ton of bullets and an AR-15. My thing is, NRA ain't never came out and say we don't support the people who did this, or even, I don't say shit. It ain't even saying that you got to acknowledge this shit, but just to say we don't support this, this is wrong, and we don't stand by this as the NRA. But let a whole now, like I say, let a million black people, because the reason why I say this, because tomorrow is the anniversary of the March on Washington. Let a million black people, men and women, people who old enough to own a gun, let them go start buying AR-15s, AKs, SKs, M16s, 50 cal rifles, Desert Eagles, Glocks. The NRA would change so much fucking registration, change shit so quick, you'd be like, damn, it just took a million black people to go start loading and arming up.
You know, the last time they made a change like that.
Yeah, with the Black Panther.
The last time they made a change like that was the Black Panther. Yeah. So here's the thing, though. They keep saying that there's in the police, there's a few bad apples. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't ever want to eat from that fucking tree, because a few bad apples seems like the whole goddamn thing's tainted to me.
Well,
the worst goddamn tree I've ever seen.
Well, at this
fucking worms and all kind of parasites and
yeah, but at this motherfucking point, the whole goddamn the vines, the roots, the whole fucking ground is rotting, because this shit happened in multiple locations. So you mean tell me is that many bad apples in this whole organization of Blue Lives Matter and police and bullshit? And prime example, this is a recommendation I was gonna say, but prime example, black officer, Jaquay Williams, he was responsible for doing a video talking about the George Floyd situation and how he explained it and broke it down. He's like, it's 4 on 1. So you mean to tell me 4 people can't control one person? Y'all got the numbers. Don't you know that the police department he was a part of fired him and, gave some type of bullshit excuse. He was, from what he said, he was in the interview with Charlemagne and DJ Envy with the Breakfast Club. And he was just explaining, the charges that they put against him, saying, he was abuse of power. You were, doing too much on your social media. And he's one officer. It was another officer I seen was a white guy talking about the same thing about, people getting killed. He also got fired. So if this is happening to 2 different men, 2 different colors, only thing that they can agree that they have the agreement is that this is a human life being taken unjustly, and these cops are too fucking excessive and they doing too much, but yet they get fired. Not just that, they get threatened first by
Evan and Augustus. Let's say this: y'all both work for huge corporations. I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you had someone doing something unethical or against the law and you spoke out on it, are you not protected by your rights? You're supposed to be protected from someone coming back to seek revenge. Is that correct?
Retaliation, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I see police officers all the time that have multiple points. I'm not sure what their system is, but they'll have multiple complaints on excessive force and everything, and they keep them at the same department. Worst case scenario, they go to the department down the street. They go to another police department a couple miles away, or in another city, or a county over, or something like that. Mm-hmm. But when you have somebody that speaks out against what they think, it's a fucking gang. If you're not down with beating the shit out of people and planting drugs on people and not turning your camera on when you're supposed to, they want you to get the fuck out of there. They want you to protect them by all means necessary. It's a gang of goddamn thieves. That's all it is.
And it goes back to what you said there. It go back to the Christopher Dalton dude who wrote that manifesto. And like I said, that blue line, like you said, that shit is a gang thing. Once you take that oath and you're a part of that blue brotherhood, that badge, once you cross that line, that's your ass.
Yeah, because they protecting each other. Like, they supposed to be protecting and serving the citizens. They're protecting and serving each other, because one dirty cop that let another dirty cop know what's going on. One dirty cop let another cop know. That cop doesn't even have to be dirty to begin with. Let them know what's going on. Unless they snitch, they're not part of it. And if these 2 people are on parole together, they're out trying to protect and serve, and something pops off and they need protection, will you protect Well, do you feel like truly the one that didn't do nothing wrong yet, will this dude protect me if I snitch on him? If I snitch on him and they still put me to work with him, will he set me up? I already know he a dirty cop, and if they don't fire him, then I'm putting my life on the line
Yeah.
because he already fucked. He's doing stuff wrong, so I'm putting my life on the line just snitching on them, especially if they don't fire him. And they don't do that. Honestly, they don't do that in the police and these police offices. They are not really with their complaint system and point system. They're not firing cops
No.
unless they hit the news.
Yeah,
They're
it
not
becomes a global
a
thing.
global thing.
And like I
Basically,
said,
yeah,
with
you got to
my-
do like some like egregious shit.
Yeah, but even then, like the dude who killed them 4 guys who killed George Floyd, it took a fucking riot, multiple fucking riots across the fucking country before they would get these motherfuckers and lock them up. And then that's what I'm saying. It takes so much outcry and rage just to get some shit that should be already done. Because my thing is this: if somebody broke in my house, prime example, owning a gun, they teach you that shit that first day in class. If somebody break in your house and I ain't gonna say they break in your house, they break in your house, they don't do bodily harm to you. They just trying to steal some shit and run out. If you run outside your front door, you ain't even down the street, you at your front door, and you let off 7 rounds in they motherfucking back, you looking at murder, because at that point that person's not a threat to you, they are fleeing. Now then it's gonna definitely be murder if I run, grab them by the shirt, and then I let off 7 rounds in their back. Oh, it's an open shut case. You intentionally tried to kill this person. It's murder for me. But the
Oh
cops,
man,
he just
real deal
didn't
just
stop.
reminded me. You real deal just reminded me of the guy that. Do you remember a video a few years back there where it was a black guy and a white cop, and somebody was filming from behind a fence, and they had like a perfect view of everything, and the police, like the guy literally just turns around and takes off running. The police officer sits there for a second, lets him get about 15 feet, and then pops him in the back like 6 or 7 times. He dies. Then they try to plant a weapon on him.
Oh
And
yeah, that
the
white
guy
guy.
filming
Yeah, that
literally has
white
it all
video.
on
Yeah,
tape.
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that
he
shit.
did time for that. But the fact that he like literally waited for him to run far enough away and then just popped him 7 times and then tried to plant a weapon on him, like what the fuck is that? Like those are the type of people
That's
that are in the police force and they don't ever get put out.
my
And you
friend.
have these
My
fucking
friend, that is
people
called
that were
old fashioned
bullied in
policing.
school and didn't have any fucking friends and want to get revenge on people. Those are the kind of people that are police officers. They're usually not very bright. I mean,
Pussies.
there's not too many people that I know that are brilliantly smart that are police officers. I've ran across people of all kinds of other professions where there's a range of spectrum of people that are from brilliant IQ to complete dumbasses. But in police officers, I can't say I've ever ran across one that was brilliantly smart or anything like that. I've met some nice police officers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else, but I've never ran across anybody that's brilliantly smart as a police officer. Nobody that has like a master's or a doctorate that becomes a police officer. So
Yeah, but
I
again,
just find it strange how they always want to protect these officers and not get rid of the bad apples. If you did that at a company and people were stealing shit and fudging numbers at companies, imagine how many companies would be ran like shit. That's the exact same thing.
man,
It's
and
such a bad culture.
just
It's a
you like you said,
culture
you
problem.
think about like a company that's got people stealing shit, making up fraudulent numbers. Like for example, the Enron situation. Don't you think the person who might have been stealing shit,
Enron.
he went to fucking jail while the head people they
Exactly.
got
That's what
to.
I was getting at. You see what happened when Enron? That was what I was getting at. You see what happens when somebody keeps fucking up constantly. He affected thousands of people. The guy that was fudging everything. I think it was a bunch of people in their accounting firm, but the main guy that was basically like letting it go. He affected thousands of all these people that thought they were about to retire. Their 401k became worthless, and people started committing suicide and being depressed. And this is what I'm talking about. The culture that they have in these police at these police stations, it's setting a bad example off top of how they can think they think they're God or something, they can just get away with anything.
Man,
They'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing until, like you said, you get on the news for. I believe there was a police officer in Memphis a few years back that was arrested for having sex with like a girl like 14 in his cruiser or some shit like that. You have to do like something like where they have no choice but to get rid of you.
Yeah. But see,
I just feel like they're above the law.
I'm being this is something personal because this happened in front of me and my brother when I was a kid. But I done had a cop, tell my brother, I can blow your fucking brains out and write it off in paperwork. So when I say that's how them motherfuckers get down, that's how they get down, because they feel like we can kill you, we can rape your wives, your sister, your mom, we can do whatever the fuck we want and you can't do nothing. That's why I say at this point, we might as well prepare for war. This some John Wick Parabellum type shit. You might as well go on and get all the guns and knives you can, because at this point, they not ready to prove to us they can kill us at traffic stop, kill us at our house. Shit, come in our house, kill us, charge our loved ones for fighting on our behalf, or come in our house, kill us while we trying to eat some ice cream. So it's like, at this point, I'm tired of crying about it, being upset. It's like, we just need to go and prepare for war. My thing is this: either you gonna die on your feet or you gonna live on your knees forever suffering. Pick one.
I got into a big argument with my mom about it. I think it was the Trayvon Martin case, and I was like, well, they around here killing little black boys. Well, we need to kill the police officers. And then my mom was like, that's somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's child. And I'm like, and the person they killed was what, mama? And when I say
exactly,
we got into a huge argument, like I literally had to leave the house and not come back for a night, because I was like, what is your logic, mother?
Yeah, and I would have had to tell mom, and all due respect to mom, it's the same thing. What the fuck am I to you or to anybody else? Because my thing is this: just like these cops have no regard in killing us, like I said, Jacob Blake, this man was a full able-bodied man just a week ago. We don't even know the ramifications of this shit the next 6 months, the next year. We got COVID that we dealing with, civil fucking unrest, fucking election year, and we got a fucking stupid motherfucking office. We got all this shit that we dealing with. We don't even know if this man gonna be able to walk after this. And they say he partially paralyzed. So we don't know if he paralyzed from the neck down, the waist down, or he can walk after rehab. And even then, the bigger question, healthcare is some shit in America because you got to pay for everything. What if this man is unemployed, meaning he ain't got no healthcare, meaning he ain't going to be able to rehabilitate himself? That's going to probably lead to some type of depression. His children just experienced trauma seeing their father killed him from. It's such a fucked up cycle. And then you expect me to give a damn about a motherfucker who chose a profession? Now, and again, to anybody that's law enforcement that I know personally, this ain't a shot or a war cry to people like you, but if you a righteous man or woman that's a police officer and you not standing against or speaking out to the corruption, bro, you a part of the fucking problem. I would prefer you to stay at home when the shit hit the fan. You can be at home and safe with your family, because at this point, we tried it Martin's way. We tried to organize, we tried to picket, we tried to protest peacefully. Now it's time to get into some Malcolm shit. Even John Wick have a fucking full shootout and 30, 40 motherfuckers laid out. But my thing is, if you do that, then it's gonna, well, why are we doing this? To get a fucking point across that our lives matter. Our lives matter just as much as the next man. My mama, my wife want to see me come home. I want to see my brothers come home. I want to see my friends come home. I don't want to fucking bury people I know and love at 20 years old because some 20-year-old or 30-year-old punk ass cop just brand new on the force trying to, flate up his ego and his nuts. Because like I said, just like they tell us in our training class, once you pull that trigger and that bullet fly, you can't make that motherfucker come back. And my thing is this: if that expectation is expected for gun owners, why the fuck we don't have that same expectation for the cops? And you got the badge.
What if it's initiation for them?
It feels like it.
Just seriously, what if killing a black man is their initiation?
To plant drugs on somebody or shoot somebody.
Yeah, it shit. At this
I don't
point, it
know.
ain't a
You know, it's
far-fetched
funny that
theory.
you say that.
It's like the military.
We saw Rodney King get his ass whooped for literally Rodney King got his ass whooped on camera, and and those police officers were acquitted. He was literally laying in the street, and they was taking turns beating the shit out of him.
And
And then you
apparently,
look at
up
that,
until that man died, he still suffered from that.
right?
And people
This
think,
is why I don't. That's I mean, bro. I mean, like you're getting beat by police. You can't do like multiple people. They're supposed to protect you, and you can't do anything. And they literally could have just arrested them and been done with it. But they
yeah,
want to beat on them some more.
but
And this
yeah,
is why I have a problem with gangs in general.
yeah. But like you said, but they do us like
Evan, your wife just mentioned Jazz. You mentioned that people. You mentioned that they were that people when you were talking to your mom about the Trayvon Martin situation.
Yeah.
The fact that I forget the guy's name, but the guy that killed him, the
Zimmerman.
fact that he's
Zimmerman.
still alive, that's why I don't respect gangs. Zimmerman. The fact that he's still walking this earth right now is why I don't respect gangs, because they'll kill their own people over some turf or over
bullshit.
drugs or whatever. But when you see an injustice like that, that's what gangs were originally here for. That's why the Crips were originated. And then when the Crips started to become corrupt, that's why the Bloods were created. If y'all read your history on that.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're just here to literally to be in crime. They don't ever solve anything though.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, in the 50s and probably part of the 60s, well, mostly in the 60s, you would have had those gangs. They would have offed that man. It would have been done with. It would have been a done deal, and that shit would have stopped. You would have had them going against the police officer. You would have had these Black Panthers, these people that are standing up and not just terrorizing their own community, but actually helping their community. And that's what I have a problem with.
Yep.
You're not
And
helping the community.
and Jay-Z,
You're
and I don't even
terrorizing
quote
it
Jay-Z
and killing
like
other
that.
Black brothers.
Yeah, but I don't even quote Jay-Z like that. But when he said that shit in that song, I think that was Drake's song, I think, where he said, Zimmerman still on the street, and he said the streets is dead. At this point, I feel you. Like, if you in this street gang shit, bruh, my thing is this. Is no way in hell. And like you said, I don't understand it either, because he not only he boasts and brag about the shit. It's one thing you do some shit, you just kind of fade the black, you just kind of, I'm going to fade the black, I ain't going to speak on it, I ain't going to say. Anytime a motherfucker can sign their name proudly on Skittles and auction off guns that he used and then try to sue the parents, bro, that's a person who don't give a fuck and don't care about the life that they destroyed. You got to think about it. Trayvon Martin should be 20-some years old now, either getting married or having kids or doing something, but he dead in the grave. And that's the problem that I have with cops and even the people who try to rally for cops, because my thing is this, he a cop, he a human being, but you signed up for a job that comes with a heavy responsibility. And if you can't hack it or can't deal with it, don't be a fucking cop. I can respect you quitting and walking away versus trying to be a fucking tough guy, because just like I said, we don't know what Jacob Blake and his family finna have to do after he get out the hospital. We don't even know him being in the hospital then it accumulated up to $100,000 in the hospital. And anybody never been in the hospital for a week, I fucking tell you, you stay in the hospital for a week or for a major surgery or a procedure, or they gotta fucking try to save your life, that is up there to $100,000, if not more. And then if you ain't got insurance, it's definitely finna be about 100 G's.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the fact that these folks can do this shit in no regard, why should I have fucking regard for their life?
And I can't have too much remorse for someone that just takes the life of another human being and walks away with no care in the world. That's how can you be the judge and executioner of another human being, walk away, be fine with it, to go the next day and be on the street and act like that was just like, oh yeah, that was just part of my job.
Yeah,
your job is supposed to be, you might be at risk and protect somebody, you might lose your life. It's not that you might just be killing people today or tomorrow or the next day. It's just part of the job. When I get hired, I come on, I put my badge on, we get on the street. I see this dude with some drugs, I shoot him. He dies, you know. It almost sounds like you getting these people who value life very little, and you're putting them in a gang together and say, okay, parole the streets and clean out any potential problems that you see. Like, that's the only thing you're telling them to do. Clear out the problems that you see. If you see is an issue, clean it, not solve it, not fix it, not come to a resolution, clean it. That means take care of the thing you feel is waste. Get rid of it. Human being, man, woman, kid, don't matter. Get rid of it so we can keep on living. But the thing is, you take that life away, you have to live every day really understanding that somebody really wants to get revenge on you. Somebody wants to.
You know what? I just thought about something. They used to say that black women don't feel pain. Back in slavery, right? Black women don't feel pain.
Yeah, they say it now.
Okay, what if when, you know, the police officers or even the Caucasian, some of them in general, when they kill a black person, there is no remorse. They go to sleep peacefully like a baby. It doesn't bother them. Seriously, their conscience is fine because of what they did. They feel like they did a right thing. They see us so differently.
Would they feel the same way if we decided to go, if we found every cop who killed a person,
a black person,
a black, this senseless killing,
kill somebody unjustly, their life shouldn't even been lost, and that ain't just black or white, but there's some guys out here who they nuts, they get hard from trying to be the tough guy. Now I said they really need to introduce a law that let us stand the ground and fight. Because if you get a motherfucker one-on-one, you'll see half of these bitches some pussies.
I want to finish that one. I want to say, if we found every individual that killed senselessly, we find their address, we go to their home,
and we kill them.
And we don't kill them. We tie them down to let them see they lose the lives of their loved ones right in front of them before we injure them to the point that they have to go to the hospital. And now you live with the same pain that other people are living with. You lose a loved one.
They don't see us as humans.
They don't see us as humans, but it don't matter, because when they lose their human, how do they feel?
How we feel.
They're not even gonna think of it like that. No. I really believe that they don't. They put dogs above us.
But hey, I'm not saying that they're gonna care. They're gonna understand how we feel, and they're gonna see us. They will feel the way we feel.
So we would feel okay that they're feeling the same pain that we feel.
Suffer enough that a change can happen.
At this point, we at war. And my thing is this, it's about survival when you at war. It ain't about, oh, I affected that family. Because my thing is, it's just like you said, Jasmine. They can blow your ass off or blow off Evan's ass off, blow my ass off. And they don't give a fuck about you just lost the love of your life. You lost your husband. You lost a best friend. You know, they ain't going to give a shit about that. Mm-mm. And that's my point. We at war.
Make them feel.
Why I gotta be remorseful? Because my thing is this, he wasn't thinking about his family or thinking about his life. That's why I said go back to the first episode. If these motherfuckers start getting the same amount of time or harsher punishment, because my thing is they are peacekeepers of the law, so that means it should be a penalty when you fuck up or you do some shit neglected. I gotta say, a mandatory minimum of 25 years for a cop that done fucked up and killed somebody unjustly, that would make a lot of these motherfuckers quit. Because my thing is, we need people who got level heads in the field that know how to talk and de-escalate shit. Anybody can start shit. Anybody can start some shit, but it take a real person that's got a level fucking head, wisdom, compassion, some type of empathy to de-escalate and calm shit down.
That goes all the way up to the chief, from just the new police to the chief. We need all of
I'm
that.
gonna get rid of everybody who with that bullshit. That's my personal opinion.
Hey, I agree with you. They could probably just every police station right now, go to it, clean house, everyone's fired. Just everyone's fired for a time period. Go to station, fire everybody in one station, do a rehiring process, and
What about a mental check or something like
that's all I was
that?
finna say. Have a mental check. You evaluate, and you put them under pressure in situations to see how would they act.
How would they respond?
How would they respond? See them in live action training, and these people are the ones that are on your new force. And then when you're done with evaluating them, go to the next station, fire all of them, bring whoever wants to be hired back, because you're gonna see the ones that are coming back that just hot-headed and just want to shoot stuff up. You're gonna not allow them to be on the force. Yes, you put 20 years in, it don't fucking matter. You've been a hothead for 20 years, or you developed it over the time period of being on the force. Fuck you. You're not allowed to wield a gun as an officer. You can still be the crazy motherfucker that you are and carry that gun and try to take justice into your own hands, but 110% you're going to be held responsible
More likely
as a citizen. So take the badge away from you. Do that across the world, station by station, and after you do it, every couple months, do a sweep. Don't fire everybody, but go and put them through the same test continuously, just so if you need to fire people. It needs to be a constant firing process. The turnover rate for police officers could be high if they're not keeping up to tasks that we need for citizens. Fire them. Just keep firing them. They unemployed. Who cares? They're not doing the job right.
See, I'm of the opinion that the reason, like I said earlier, that a lot of police officers aren't the best and brightest, they don't really get paid enough. I mean, I'm of the opinion, I don't believe they are paid enough. I believe they should probably a lot of them are only making like, 30, 40, maybe 50,000. I believe they should raise the salary, but they should also raise the requirements of the people that are police. And we should be working on trying to not just have police that are the first thing they want to do is pull out a gun on somebody, especially of color. It's amazing the amount of rope that you'll see somebody Caucasian literally chasing a police officer around the goddamn cop car or jumping in the damn car, and they don't even shoot one bullet. And that's that's the thing that we're complaining about. The difference in how we're treated compared to how they treat other Caucasians, for the most part. Now, people they kill without, they indiscriminately kill. I mean, there's some and they have no remorse. What you're saying earlier, that's the problem. Like I've been saying, and they don't have any empathy for us. If you had empathy for a human, regardless of the color of their skin, you wouldn't be shooting at people indiscriminately or over a minor offense or escalating every single situation. I rarely see a police officer de-escalate a situation that could be turned deadly. I mean, how often? It's not like usually it's only one person. It's almost always one person, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cops, and they just start shooting. And the fact that everybody thinks a goddamn phone looks like a pistol is incredible to me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a big phone, but I'll be damned if it looks like a gun. It's got a blue case on it and everything, but
Yeah, but
maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
no,
It just makes me sad to see all these people, their families' lives affected.
Yeah,
I actually I'm starting to think about it because something big in my mind is how technology has advanced so quickly in the last 15 years. So in these departments and these police stations and departments, they can't increase in the technology usage and, like you said, Tyler, put more educated individuals in those places to monitor the streets without even having physical bodies out there. So it's no one really putting themselves at risk And when they do come out to the scene, having the high talent and wise individuals to go out there and de-escalate before you even send the ones that are going to take action to fire. Like you can send out like batches. You got, because already they send so many police officers to a scene anyway. Send the ones that you know are most likely not going to shoot or are only armed with a non-deadly weapon. If they come and they can't de-escalate the situation, they call for backup. Yes, that's putting that police officer's life at risk higher. But that's kind of what they signed up for anyway. So send the crew that's not gonna kill, that doesn't even have a deadly weapon on them. But will the civilian know that? No.
Yeah, and even then that's why I say they go to, they have the negotiators. And then that's the shit that blows my mind. You actually got motherfuckers that are trained to de-escalate shit. Like if it's a hostage situation or some shit, you bring in the negotiator, the dude who try to talk shit down, talk you off the ledge. Why the fuck is he a specialist? Why not all cops know how to do this? This is a skill every fucking cop needs.
Preach.
Because that blows my mind. Like everybody's seen the negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson. Why the fuck is not everybody trained like that? Because my thing is this. They say, because cops always say, well, you don't know how it's going to go in that split second or that very moment. Okay, that's very true. That's life in fucking general. But if I'm in a situation where I know this could be life or death, I need to be trying to get down that fucking mountain quick. I need to be trying to de-escalate this shit to a point where we can both walk away from this alive. Or if somebody else got to go to jail, they going to jail versus going to the fucking graveyard. Because everybody named mama, if a motherfucker had a gun at you right now, and they say either you want to go to the grave or you want to go home, most likely you going to say, I want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And again, at this point, is no excuse. And then too, back to your point, L, honestly, it's the corruption and the power. Even if they had technology, they could have a shit ton of drones patrolling the area. They still will find some way for somebody to shoot us from a drone. And then they'd be like, well, he had a gun, his phone gun, or his jungle juice looked like a machete. So, they'll find any fucking reason. And this is why I feel like we should go back to the defund the police. Because again, people say, well, what do you mean by defund?
A jungle juice look like a machete. What the?
Yeah, they will find any bullshit reason to justify that shit. But that's what I'm saying. The defunding the police, it reallocating that money to these neighborhoods, to people where people can build up their neighborhood, have some shit where you don't have to patrol shit. And if you give money, and I ain't gonna say it's gonna work for everybody, because there's some motherfuckers that's just ignorant to their motherfucking heart. So for them, you just gotta send them to jail or whatever. But to the people who actually trying to live and have a life and trying to get to the next fucking day, they gotta do something more than what they doing. And like I said, at this point, it is getting prepared for war. Because my thing is this: how long do we need to sit with somebody? Just think about somebody got their foot on your throat, choking you to death. How long do you need this foot on your throat to realize this motherfucker's intention is to kill you? It ain't you can't pray it away. You can't ask in the name of Jesus, please stop. Martin Luther King, we at the table of brotherhood. No, their intention is to kill you. So are you gonna sit here and let your life be taken like a helpless little lamb? Or are you gonna nut the fuck up and fight back? Bite the nigga leg, bite his foot, kick him in the nuts, whatever you gotta do to get on even fighting ground. And that's my thing is black people. How long we gonna keep letting these motherfuckers just run over us, kill us?
Hey, like you saying, if they gonna if they gonna kill us anyway, and you finna die,
go down fighting.
Go down fighting. Because if you know that's how this picture is gonna end, regardless. If the story is gonna end, and the story is gonna end,
take them with you.
Take them
with you. Gonna die, kill them with you.
If we gotta go, we're gonna go together. We're gonna take this ride together. Because
They're gonna always make the story out to be the way they want to, because if y'all go down together, he or she was a very violent individual that took out the cop, and the cop lost their lives trying to defend themselves. That's going to be the story. That's going to be the story, and we all know it. So who the fuck cares how the story is told when we saw what was leading up, and we saw the truth? We saw what was leading up, and then we decided, okay, fuck it. I'm not finna just die like this. I didn't live all my life to die like this.
Yeah, and then my thing is, like, your grandma and your mama and your aunties, uncles, everybody, you ain't just finna sit there and take an ass whooping, are you?
I told folks, for protection purposes, you can strike me first, but I'm allowing you to strike me only to see that, one, you wanted to cause me harm for real, and two, when I beat your ass afterwards, it's justified. You didn't have to put your hands on me. You passed the first lick. I might be talking shit to you all day, but when you causing me bodily harm, that means the gloves are off. Fuck you, fuck everything. So, yeah, I don't care the fact that they don't see us as human beings or any of that. Honestly, you take their firstborn and you kill each one of their firstborns. Like, just go and kill their firstborn. Just go through the neighborhood killing their firstborn.
I'm saying, but see, when people say that, then they say, no, that's not the right way, bruh. One thing about the eye for an eye concept is fair. If I lose an eye and you lose an eye, motherfucker, we both blind. Versus I'm blind and you walking around here with both eyes, happy, looking around and shit, but I'm the one that's blind. See, the thing about this is people talking about equality, but we ain't really talking about what it really is going to take to get equality. Because like you said, like Tyler said earlier, let somebody high official government, somebody like Trump's son or somebody, get killed by a trigger-happy nigga cop. The law enforcement industry would be changed so fucking quick and overnight, it would make your head spin. But like I said, if enough of these cops that's dirty out here killing people unjustly, doing all this shit, let enough of them start dropping in a weekend, like they what was them, some of the massacres when we had the bloody Friday or some shit like that. Let some shit like that pop off.
Hey, let me correct something you just said. If Trump's son got killed by a trigger happy nigga cop,
oh yeah, that's what they gonna call him. Yeah,
I don't think if it was a nigga cop, I don't think laws would change. They will put that nigga underneath the ground, underneath the jail, and say he was that bad apple. Let it be one of those cops that look like him that was trigger happy and shot up the president's son. Then they will look at something must be wrong, because a nigga is just a nigga to them. Even the high officials, a nigga in a suit is a nigga. So if he shoots and he's wearing the badge, they don't care about the badge. They disown the badge. They disown him in the badge. They don't care about him. He's showing his roots. Effectively, that's how they're going to look at it. He's showing his roots. But let it be one that look like him, then there's an issue there. Oh, it's not. Wait a second. Why did he shoot my son? He trigger happy. They curious to know why. Because they already going to say, well, people like us, we just want revenge. They already know what our motive is. The trigger happy, they want revenge. So let's get him.
Sick of this shit. And I'm gonna say, and then I guess, I ain't gonna say,
the world's fucked up because of white people.
Hey, some people gonna say that that's wrong, but if you look at the history,
I'm just saying,
when you look at the word history,
been running things for a long time. Exactly. The history is told by the victor. You don't really hear much of the loser story.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying the whole world's all fucked up because of these white people. No offense to anybody,
Evil
but
white people. True. And then
I mean, look at hell,
understand if you are
all the world wars didn't happen because of them.
yeah, and understand this. If you are, anyone that's white listening to this podcast, is nothing against white people. We talking about the evil motherfuckers, the ones that you don't even want to claim. We talk about them motherfuckers because them the ones who cause all this problem.
Exactly. Just like we got black people we don't want to claim. There's
Yeah,
plenty.
yeah,
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, that's
Because I don't
clear.
get me wrong. I have good white friends,
yeah. Me
but
too.
Yeah, me too.
at the same time, there's been a lot of. I mean, hell, we can look at World War One, how that was called. We can look at World War Two, the Civil War, because they wanted to keep slaves. We can look at, I mean, the Cold War. You can look at the Bay of Pigs. You can look at, I mean, hell, you can look at now the police officers killing people. It's just, this is what my thought is. At what point in history, what year do you think something like this will be solved? Because even, society is supposed to evolve eventually. And I will say this: we have made a lot of changes in the past 100 years, but what will it be in our lifetime? Do you think in our lifetime that
No,
there will be,
and
let's say, the killings of black people drop maybe 70, 80% by police officers? Do you think that'll happen within our lifetime? Or do you think it'll be our
No,
children's or our children's
no,
lifetime?
no. If
no.
if the route we keep going and the shit how shit keep going, our children, our grandchildren, our children's children will be dealing with it. But see, that's the thing where I'm saying some of us that's young and grown, some of us gonna have to be the foundation of change because we gotta pay it forward. Because just like our grandparents tried to do with the civil rights, they literally people lost their lives, limbs, got disabled and everything just to try to be the foundation where we can have some of the stuff that we have now, but we still dealing with the fight. But again, what I'm saying, people ain't gonna like. Black people ain't gonna like it. White people ain't gonna like. People might think I'm a domestic terrorist out there. It's gonna take getting in the streets and really getting the streets gonna have to run red with blood for shit to change. I want people to understand this. If you listen, look at history. Every revolution, blood is required in any revolution. Ain't no major revolution that created a great deal of change was minus the blood. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's like that, but you gotta fight and tear up some shit to get change. Point blank.
Honestly,
Because these people don't
honestly,
respect anything but violence. That's what it is.
that's true. And honestly, what you were asking, we have had some improvements. We have changed. We have improved in certain areas of our lives, but honestly, we for the small important things, I feel like we just go in a cycle. We're going in a cycle and we're repeating history over and over and over again. And like you asked the question, will our children or our great grandchildren by that time or great grandchildren have to deal with this? Honestly, how the United States, not the rest of the world, how the United States is, I think it will probably be worse for our great great grandchildren because in the United States, we're constantly battling with where we are versus where we used to be. And some people want to live in the past, some people want to live now. So we constantly hit this cycle of progression, regression, progression, regression. And that's why a lot of people, if they really want a comfort and a change, they leave. They leave the United States. They eventually get up, take their families, go somewhere else, and they start a new future there because they don't have to go and battle between the history of the United States with slavery, with us as a people, and then the current life that we have. They don't have to do that. Go to another country and live in that other country. And in that country, you start anew. Start anew. You might still have some difficulties, some challenges, yet you don't actually deal with the United States history, which the United States history is oppression and slavery, hard labor, depression on all minorities, and then the majority Caucasian gets to prosper, and then it cycles all over again. It just keeps doing.
I'm just keep it real though.
You know,
Look at the history.
it's funny you say that. I was wondering, do you ever see? I know the Asian population isn't very big in the United States, but I don't really see too many Asian people having run-ins with the police. I don't know if it's because they're perceived as not as much of a threat, but it seems like it's, I would say like 70-80% African American, and then the majority of the other percentage is usually like Latino American or whatnot. So I just find it interesting. I don't know. I was just thinking out loud. But just real quick, I wanted to say that since we can't get things right, you should go ahead and vote for me. I'm running for the Democratic Dictatorship Party.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes,
His
that's
party
right. I
is
said
actually
Democratic
pretty good.
Dictatorship. It is an oxymoron.
He'd blow the heads
Yeah,
off.
you got my support, brother.
Blow the heads off who?
I appreciate
Especially
that.
some
Yeah, we don't put up
folks.
with bullshit. We
Like
want
the
everybody
little
in the
17-year-old,
party to have empathy.
his mama and him
We
would
want
have
everybody to use common sense. Exactly. See, Evan knows. I know people are like, that doesn't make any sense, but if you actually listen to the things I talk about, it actually, in a weird sense, it does make sense, because we're not punishing anybody based on race, color, creed, religion, anything like that. We're punishing you because you're a fucking idiot.
the mama
Simple
and
as
the
that.
son.
Wait,
Bye-bye.
And there's
wait.
no reason to have racism. Exactly. There's no reason. Go ahead.
Do you? I know you guys remember the guy and his son was just shooting people in Washington. I think it was. He was. We were in. I'm sure we were all in.
Virginia, you talking about the DC sniper?
Yeah, the DC.
Yes, the black guy. He was teaching his son how to shoot, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was wondering, do we still have any snipers out to take out some cops? I mean, just,
Hey, that's gonna be
He's
part of
still
his
alive. Maybe
higher.
break him out of prison. He get back to it.
Hey, break him out of prison and get BJ.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Jazz. I am glad you mentioned that, because that's actually part of my that's part of the platform that I run on. Not necessarily executing people indiscriminately, but we execute people for being complete idiots and stupid and being stupid. Like I said, we don't discriminate. We don't run on a racially biased party. We treat everybody the exact same, so everybody has equal opportunity to get executed, regardless of your status.
That even
The population.
that means friends and family as well.
wait, and
Exactly. So you can be the president, you can be an entertainer, you can be a homeless person. So let me finish now. So now the other thing is, we want homeless people. We don't want any homeless people. That doesn't mean we're going to execute. That means we're going to take care of the people that people think are lower on the totem pole. I'm more of a person that is, well, of course, but I don't believe we have to treat everybody or people treat people differently. So with that being said, we would definitely have help for people that are in mental institutions. I'm all about mental health and all those things. But it'll kill your ass if you fuck up into, being racist. We don't like that shit. We just off people. We want your genes going out the gene pool. We want to run in a very, very futuristic, very, very nice society. That's all I'm saying. Vote for me.
yes, yes, Tyler, you got my vote. That's all I have to say. Yes.
Vote for me in 4 years.
Okay.
Hey, be
I
real
appreciate
with you. Honestly, you should. Can I throw something out on your platform? Not saying it's wrong.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I actually put something? The people that you have within your crew that you have on your platform, let them be dispersed amongst civilians, and they have something special, a special emblem, something that indicates they're part of your party. So when it's time to blow off somebody for being a dumb fucker, they execute the order. You can give them like, okay, I seen that dumbass on the news. Do it. They do it, and then they just make sure they show the emblem, and they're like, Yeah, I'm part of him. I'm part of his team. I'm allowed to do this. That I just went up to the dude and just pulled the trigger in the back of his head. Like he didn't see it coming. I've
So
seen.
Jazz,
I wasn't want to say anything.
you hear what Evan's saying. He's completely correct. No, I was gonna say. See, this is the thing though, and this is all. Of course, I'm being facetious on pretty much most of this, but I feel like we should run the society a little bit. Someone not wanting to wear masks and talking about the rights. Oh, you want to act stupid? Okay, you gone off them. Being stupid. We don't got time for stupidity in the United States of Tyler. So we're just gonna get rid of you, and then we're gonna move on about our day. And you don't want vaccines that have been proven, such as polio, or a vaccine for hepatitis. Oh, you one of them? You're an anti-vaxxer. Okay, well we're gonna get rid of you too. That's stupid. There's no reason that your kids should be running around here giving other little kids chicken pox and shit. I'm just saying that polio is basically gone in the first world, and y'all want to bring it back. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not remixing polio. We're not doing that. Be gone. You either change your mind or be gone.
And the moment the offspring of the individual that was stupid decides that they're gonna be stupid, I'm sorry, you falling in suit of that person that came before you. Don't do it.
Oh, I see you want to
understand the logic. Understand the logic as to
unfortunately, family trees is gonna be gone.
Like it's gonna be a public explanation to why the execution happened. So
we can't have you carrying on those genes.
Like you can't do that.
Tyler, no.
No, it's like, hey, if you're gonna grow up and you be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that person back. No, because the reason why we executed your dad is because he was a dumb fucker that was just doing dumb shit, racist shit. So we killed him. You don't understand that? No, that was my dad.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
And that's my thing. Here's the thing though with that. Like your dad is so dumb, he didn't even give two shits about you died, even though he knew he was gonna die. So what does that say about your dad?
It's like that wasn't right. It's true. It was not right for us to execute the man for being a dumbass. But he has executed somebody else. So was it right for your dad to execute somebody? No, it wasn't. So we just did to him that he did to someone else. Treat others like you want to be treated. He executed somebody.
Like I said,
I'm
not saying my part. I'm not saying my.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I'm right about everything. There'll be some tweaks to things. But I feel like if you kind of ran society, not to scare people, but to make people be more respectful to everyone else, regardless of what they look like or what they're handicapped or anything. We're not going to discriminate. That's one thing I definitely don't want discrimination, except when it comes to killing. We discriminate heavily when it comes to killing stupid people. Thank you for letting me talk. Thank you.
I support.
Thank you and good night.
I support this message.
Sorry to take
no,
over the podcast with my stupidity.
Oh no, you good.
Go ahead.
we needed to de-stress a little bit, but this next topic kind of relates with police. This is a bullshit topic. So again, this is another police officer, ex-police officer. So yeah, anybody remember Amber Guyger? She was the lady who killed Botham Jean in his home. Now, the reason why this is a bullshit category, part of the bullshit story, bullshit topics category, is because she is now applying or appealing, submitting an appeal to reduce her sentence so she can get out of jail. So she's trying to reduce her sentence for murder of Botham Jean. And again, it's kind of like, this kind of go back to episode 1 with the police reform. I feel like if you do something as egregious as kicking into somebody's house, saying it was your house, kill this person, kill him, don't render aid, you should go to jail for 25 years to life, you know, and no fucking appeal process. You got to do all that time straight. Now, the reason why I brought this up is because this is something that's been kind of ongoing right now, especially with the kind of stuff that's going on with the other police officers in this country. It's pretty much she's appealing, trying to get out of jail early. Now, the reason why I say for me this is a bullshit thing is because what she did to Botham Jean was some bullshit. It should have never happened. It's wrong, you know. But the reason why I'm also stressing is because the reason why I think she's getting the ability to appeal is thanks to Botham's brother and his dad. Now, I know a lot of people going to be like, that's kind of harsh, but because of the antics of his brother in the courtroom, I think you have, in the case of public opinion and in the world and the judicial system, you've pretty much said, I forgive her. I don't want her to go to jail. You've pretty much minimized your brother's life and his existence and pretty much said it's okay. So now that you said that you forgave her, now she has forgiven herself, and now she feels she shouldn't be in jail for killing your brother because you forgave her and she forgave herself, and now she wants the judicial system to forgive her and let her out early.
Well, there's a lot of people that should be let out for that reason then.
Do we know how much time she got?
She got 10 years, but let's be honest.
How much time did she originally get? Wasn't it?
It was 10 years. She was looking at 25.
How the fuck do you get 10 years for killing somebody? Like,
again.
But like, look. If me or you did that exact same damn thing, you think they would have gave us 10 years? Ain't no fucking way they would have gave us 10 years.
It wouldn't.
They would have gave us 10 times 10. They would have given us that many years.
Yeah, you would have got 100 times 100 plus 10. But it's just the fact. It's just the concept of.
I mean, if I had a trunk full of weed in my car right now, they would give me more time.
They probably give you 40 years for the weed in your car.
Yeah, because they would have added distribution. They don't know he can smoke all that.
Exactly. Over some weed.
Yep.
They would have added RICO charges, everything. Exactly. But this is the thing. I don't understand that. How can you kill somebody and get less time than somebody that's, I mean, a drug dealer? Basically.
Well, again, the benefit.
I don't know. I feel like there should be a cap on non-violent crimes.
Well, that too. But again, that's why I say kind of go back to, the police reform. If we had some real laws that made it where when you do egregious shit like this, you going for 25. That's a mandatory minimum. Think about it, that's a minimum. This kind of shit wouldn't just be happening. You wouldn't get, she's trying to apply to get out of jail. But again, the reason why this shit is happening is thanks to Botham Jean's brother and his father. And the reason why I say mostly his little brother, because I mean, honest, I've never seen something so something that's made me sick and angry at the same time, just kind of in the same breath. When he hugged her and said, I don't think she should go to jail. Now, I'm speaking this from a personal view because I'm a younger brother. My older brother, the oldest, the eldest, and my younger little brothers. If anybody did something to me or them, it wouldn't be no fucking shaking their hands, giving them a hug. My oldest brother, I love my brother like I'm the big brother. If somebody did something to him, ain't no motherfucking hug and saying, I don't want you to go to jail, I don't feel you should go to jail. And if I do hug a bitch, it's to break your fucking back or to stab you in your fucking kidneys. It ain't finna be no, I feel she shouldn't go to jail. I'm just saying, that was the most pussy shit I ever seen in my whole fucking life. You gonna sit up here and say your brother, his life, the pain your mama feel, the heartache your mama feels can just be forgiven and washed away. It's okay. She made a mistake. Now, if Botham Jean would have walked into somebody else's
apartment, who needs enemies when you got a brother like that? God damn, what the hell?
Nigga, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. The only person that kept on code was the mama. The daddy fucked up doing all that. Oh, I forgive her and all that. The brother, he was the ultimate fuck up at the whole situation. Because he said, well, I don't speak for my family, but I feel she shouldn't go to jail. Yeah, you got your wish because a verdict
Man,
for
fuck
10
that. I'd
years
have turned into
on a
Samuel L.
murder
Jackson.
case is fucking outstanding. If anybody, one of us killed somebody by accident and they said it's murder and we get 10 years, we're gonna be happy to take the 10 years. That's 10 years that I can come back home and still have a life. But your brother, he ain't getting up out the ground. And I'm just saying, for him to say that, you got your wish. Because now she can appeal.
No, couldn't be me.
He got
Because I'd have
his
turned into Samuel L. Jackson from A Time to Kill. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. That's exactly how I would have went. I want that bitch dead. 10 years, give her death penalty. I want her dead.
Yeah, and even
I want her dead. I want her dead, bring her back and kill her again.
I feel you on that. But it's just the fact that, again, with her being a police officer, she already got that, I don't even say immunity, but she got that safe net where we gotta punish you, but you ain't gonna get punished severely. And then on top of that, you say the shit, I feel like she shouldn't go to jail. In one fell breath, you literally said fuck your brother.
Yep. That's
what I'm saying. That nigga must have owed him some money, or used to whoop his ass when they were younger, or something. Something, man. Their relationship must have been fucked up. Had to have been.
Come to find out from what he even said out his own breath, and the mom said they were very close to the point where if he left, he would cry. If you got siblings, you would say if your brother or sister
that
going,
nigga must be jealous or something.
Yeah, that don't make no sense right there.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
I'm gonna put the clip of it in the show notes, and y'all go look at the trial for yourself and see. And I'm talking about, and this shit happened a year ago, and this girl probably ain't even been in prison a whole year, 2 years, and she already got the ability to appeal. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that he fucked that up by opening his mouth. I don't want her to go to jail. Honestly, the person who died doesn't actually have the right to defend themselves. So really, when the judge and jury say this person gets 10 years, the family should only be allowed to say double, triple, or quadruple the goddamn sentence. You can't say or nothing. You can't say double or nothing, triple or nothing. The motherfucker, it's not a game. It's like
these motherfuckers out here shooting craps.
Yeah, this is the sentence. She got 10 years. Now you can say, can we up it? Because now my loved one will never be able to breathe air again, laugh with us again, go into family functions again, to dream about the future, to have more children, to do any of that shit. You can ask to up it, but to say, he will really want you to be forgiven, and we forgive you too. We don't think you should go to jail. You were doing your job and you made a mistake.
Made a mistake, my ass.
Couldn't be my family.
Mistake. Shoot me in my foot. Shoot me in my foot.
Man, fuck that. Got 3 sisters, dog.
What shit didn't go back to what they did to George Floyd. You kill a person, didn't provide any aid, didn't do shit. You just killed a person and then try to say, oh, it was a mistake, or fuck that. But the reason why I say this is a bullshit, because it was some bullshit. It was a bullshit story that she tried to spin. Said, oh, I thought someone was in my apartment. And then the reason why it's the more bullshit is because of what the brother did. Now, I don't care if somebody at me about this or message me on Instagram, social media. I said what the fuck I said is my feelings and is how I fucking feel. And it's the truth. Kind of shit is that you gonna sit up there and say, I don't think she's going to jail. Well, great job, idiot. You got a fucking stupid prize, because if this appeal go through, she might do 2 or 3 years and be out. Great job. But that's it. That's all I got to say.
I ain't got nothing to say. That just sound like a fucking idiot. The family sound like fucking idiots.
Well, I ain't gonna say the family. I ain't gonna say the mom, because the mom, she, again, my heart go out to her because she said I can't sleep.
See, I mean the ones that spoke out to say, hey, who pretty much derailed the whole murder trial. You fucking idiots. Intolerance, Utopia. Those would be two of the people that got offed. Like the
Or
dad and the
disowned.
brother.
Or
Just
disowned.
Pretty much.
That's one of them things that I can't see I can't see your face no more.
And then the mother be upset, but we were like, we had to stop that gene pool. We just had to, because that just sounds like
I would have had to ask him. I'd have been like, man, what did your brother do to you for you to just? That's betrayal to me. That's betrayal.
Damn right.
Hey, ask the mama. Hey,
I can't trust the man. You gonna betray your own brother?
I know your heart hurting right now, but we just offed your husband, your son that was alive, and the son that just died from this cop. So I know your heart hurting real bad right now, but you might need to just get some genes and make some more babies with somebody else, and start this back over.
That's like, bro. When I seen that shit, boy,
this time,
I'm still in disbelief about it. And then the fact that she actually, the bitch trying to get out. That's the thing. She trying to get the fuck out.
I mean, most people who that's the thing about many cops. Many cops would not have an issue putting people in jail, thinking of people as criminals, but the moment they have to be behind that bar,
Yeah,
I think a lot of cops actually are afraid to go to jail because
of course they do, because that's what they do, all that dirty shit that they do to cover shit up.
Oh yeah, and people know of it. The people, probably a lot of people in jail already know about the dirty shit. The moment your ass in there, your ass is grass. They not gonna let you. They might if they know your sentence is 10 years, they'll let your ass be in that jail for about 8 of them before they kill you. They gonna torture you. They will torture your ass in jail, make you
that last. Damn, that be fucked up. You make it 9 years and 364 days. You got 1 day left, and then that's when you fucking get off to beat the brakes off your ass so bad. Or you do some shit to get more time added onto your sentence, nigga.
Every 8 years, you notice a pattern. Somebody do shit to add time.
That's what what I would call that is what they call that if under the Tyler presidency is justification. Just saying.
Hey, they do it today. Like my wife joked around was talking about your utopia. She said that'd be a lot more bodies dead compared to in jail. I said they don't put people in jail right now to rehabilitate them, to bring them back out to the world. It's almost like putting a person in jail. It's like putting them in the military. You go into either one of these two things, when you come back to civilian life, you're fucked, because the world don't see you the same and you don't see the world the same.
Yep.
So you might as well stay where you came from. If your ass get in there, that's what you adapted to. That's your new life, unless you was unjustly, like all the people who go to jail for weed position, unjustly put into jail. Please get those motherfuckers out.
You got people in jail right now doing life sentences for selling drugs, literally getting caught with like pounds of weed that are in jail where the laws have been changed and they are still doing time. People doing 60 years where now that offense would give you like 3 to 5 years or something like that. And there are people that have killed people, sometimes multiple people, and are out and living life.
Yes, I would say pull these non-violent offenses if they're in jail, and they were caught for maybe not for selling the drug, possession of the drug, and for selling of drugs. Revisit those cases to really find out, was this individual selling the drugs? Like track that shit down. Make sure that this person was a drug dealer compared to a person who was in possession of a drug. Because if they were just in possessions, pull their ass out. Pull them out. Try to find them work. Try to get them re-educated back in. Honestly, I say if you really trying to re-educate and bring people up Because most times, putting the motherfucker in jail and bringing them back out don't really help. You put their ass in jail, bring them out. Now they have a harder life outside of jail because no one
because
want to hire.
you can't once you condition a person and program
They
them,
don't. They
that shit ain't just no clean white.
for one, that's the other thing. Hell, that's something else I'd like to fix. Look how much violence is in these prisons. Look at how they have gangs in prisons. They have people getting killed in prisons all the time. It's shit's kind of crazy how often there's always some kind of violence. Somebody getting taken advantage of. Somebody getting sexually abused. Without anybody to help. They can't go to anybody. They don't. That's the kind of environment you got these people in. Scared to death. Somebody's gonna fucking shank you. Or, oh, you snitched or something like that. So now now they're gonna get you for that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't set you up for any kind of life outside of that prison. While you're in prison, I mean, I feel like it should be mandatory. If you're in jail over 4 years, it should be mandatory to get a bachelor's degree. Mandatory. Get your GED and a bachelor's degree.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go to a trade school, get a bachelor's degree, get at least a 2-year.
Or yeah. That was the other thing I was gonna say. Or go have a trade. And be able to go to trade school. And when you're on your last 2 years, you can be a apprentice to a journeyman, and they can transition you that way. Or if or they can work with different companies and give them stipends for hiring convicted felons, and they can be worked back into society that way. Don't put them out there with not a chance in the world, because if I was selling drugs before to get by, what the fuck else am I gonna do when I get out? I can't get a real job now. I mean, but what are you gonna work for McDonald's for your life?
You can't get a job and you
got a family to feed.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking
exactly.
about.
I mean, it's insane. Or they want you to make minimum wage as a grown man, 50-something years old, being in jail for 20 years. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Nah, man, give them a chance to get out in life.
I'm all about that. There's so many things I'd want to reform, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
we could literally live so much better as a society, but people are just fucking selfish, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, put them, man.
People are selfish.
Because that person was in jail, if their mind's extremely bright, like making them an engineer does not sound like a bad idea. Like, if they're extremely bright and if you educate them while they're in jail to be an engineer, and you can hire them and get a good job somewhere, they're not going to turn their lives back to crime, because they're bright. They excelled in something that if you can go ahead and line up for them a good paying opportunity when they step out.
Yeah, they have a purpose.
They got a purpose when they step out. They got family, even if the opportunity is somewhere else. Honestly, that's better, because if I step out of the jail that is close to where I always was, where my family always was, where the thing that got me sent to jail was, and I got my opportunity that's in a different state far away. I know that my family, I can come back to my family and be like, hey, I just got out. I missed y'all. Y'all missed me. Things have changed a lot, but I have a great opportunity to be doing this, to provide for my family. It's here. Are we moving? They might be hesitant, but honestly, and it should be a clause in that motherfucker, you have to take the opportunity. You have to take the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is exactly what you're saying. And this is where the name of the podcast comes in. If we can't be honest, let's be fucking real. They make way more money by keeping y'all asses in jail than they ever make rehabilitating you and having you get out and staying out.
Yeah, because what was the
real
biggest
shit for your
import?
ass right there?
What's America's greatest and most evil import? Slaves. That's all the shit is. It's slavery.
That's all slave. Yeah, in prison you can be a slave because that's what you are. You're a slave.
Yeah, they can feed. They keep, like I said, keep the body strong, but keep the mind weak.
And then when you get out, you don't even want to get freedom.
Yeah, that's called institutionalized. You've been in jail so fucking long and used to motherfuckers telling you when to get up, when to piss, when to shower, when to go exercise, when to eat. You can't do it for yourself.
The moment they say, hey nigga, you can walk out these doors and be free now. They look back and be like, I've been in here so long. What am I supposed to do now? And they be like, live. Fine. Figure it out. And they are literally thinking it might be better for me to be in here. So I'm finna come out, step out here for a second, but I'm finna do everything in my power to go back in here because this is where my life is now. If you build these people a new life, and literally that new life has to be relocating somewhere else where they're in a different environment for a new opportunity so they have a new chance. Send their ass there and see if they prosper. If they turn back to their old ways, that's them.
Yeah.
At that point, that's them. If you gave a person who never made much money that was selling dope to get by a $60,000 to $70,000 job when you got out because you got your 4-year degree, you were set up to work with a company, and you know what? You got a $70,000 job because they know you're a felon prior to it. You have to take that opportunity and do more community-based work in the midst of like your first 2 years. You actually got to provide more effort to the community than normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Who fucking cares? Because you get paid well, you don't have to do drugs to get your paper. You good. You see it. You get to live good. You have to be around people and do kind deeds to help a certain amount of times throughout the year. And then after the 2 years, you don't have to do the nice deeds anymore, but you still got the job. You still keep prospering. You like, fuck it, man. I think a lot of people be like, if I do go to jail, I might have a chance. Honestly, a lot of people who think I don't have a chance and jail is my only option for fucking up in life, that's going to be sad. Honestly, I just thought about it. That's sad. A lot of motherfuckers might go to jail.
But you know, in some cases, people who have made mistakes and went to jail, some of them people who take that time to focus, get their mind right, pick up a book or pick up some type of trade, master that shit, and then they come out owning their own business, doing shit. Prime example, the dude who got the Unlock Code Academy. If you a graphic designer and want to do websites, same thing. He was in jail, I think, 8 years, got out. Now this man doing websites, teaching people how to, build wealth, doing skills that people making $80,000-$100,000 doing it. Be helping people learn how to build video games. Not only that, teaching his daughter how to do it. His daughter built a system where people can do letters, like send digital letters to their family that's incarcerated. So you not only, in a sense, being innovative, you helping decrease the depression and reducing the institutionalism in their mind where they can reach out to their family. They can see pictures of their kids, have letters from their children, girls, people to kind of help get their mind in a place where, okay, when I get out, this the plan. But I'm being honest, that's a whole nother topic, a situation of, prison reform and doing that. So that's definitely something we're going to have to pick up on another episode. But I'm going to let y'all go. We're going to just finish it out. So again, recommendations for me. Again, I always shout out my brother, Tyler. He 1/3 of the Three Bearded Kings podcast. Y'all go check them out. Check out Calie Rae with Stop the Madness. Earlier, y'all heard artist Conan Hercules-Black Flower Project. And y'all go check that music out. And also interview, y'all check out the Breakfast Club interview with the ex-police officer, Jaquay Williams. That's a good interview. Again, that kind of re-emphasized this episode and kind of what we were talking about. And that's it for me. Brothers, y'all got any recommendations?
I got 2 recommendations. Let's see. The first recommendation is, this is not to the people, this is to the sneakers app. Let me win a pair of fucking shoes. I recommend y'all let me win a pair of shoes, goddammit. I want my shoes. I'm tired of losing these raffles, but whatever. My second recommendation is to check out Evan's YouTube channel. That's my second recommendation. He might even recommend it himself. But what is your name of your YouTube channel?
My name is Hollow Killer.
You have to spell it.
Hollow Killer. HOLLOWKILLUA. It's all one word. Hollow Killer. Check me out. I'm starting my channel. I'm doing gameplay, games, reviews. Gonna do some anime-based reviews for shows that are coming out. Just trying to have a fun time, less stressful than all of this, and just entertain people. So, you know, you like content, you like games, you like anime, come check out my channel.
So basically, tell if you're listening, follow Evan's YouTube channel and tell a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend.
And for that, we're going to close it out with, again, for everybody who caught the early intro part, we're going to close out with Conan Hercules. Again, song is Fuck the Laws off of the Black Flower Project. This your boy Big A. And this, If We Can't Be Honest, Let's Be Fucking Real podcast. We out.
Saying she became too emotionally involved and overreacted. The 40-year-old unarmed black man had his arms raised when he was hit with a taser and almost simultaneously took a bullet to the chest. The 4 police officers on the scene then waited almost 2 minutes before checking on Crutcher, who later died from his injuries. Betty Shelby is now facing a first-degree manslaughter charge after authorities found she escalated the situation unnecessarily.
I pledge my allegiance to the motherfucking flag, but I'm still harassed by blue lights and a badge. No, I'm not protected by that camera on the dash. I got my hands up, still you point and you blast. Now my bloody body leaking in the ambulance. They told the news report it was a pistol in my pants. I fit the description of every black man. Fuck the police is all that I'm saying. Probable cause, ain't no motherfucking cause. No, that's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the laws. This vicious ass dog keep on sniffing my balls. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was driving down Cleveland. You ran my license plate, then pulled me over for no reason. I asked you how you doing, Mr. Officer, this evening. You said I smell like alcohol and asked if I've been drinking. I replied I had a few, but what's the reason? You pulled me over, I wasn't swerving or was I speeding? I stopped at every red light and used my blinkers. This how I feel about the lost 2 middle fingers. Probable cause, ain't a motherfucking cause. No, that's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the laws. Interrogate me and expect me to talk. No, that's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. You use illegal procedures for searches and seizures. Kick my dough in with no warrant, that ain't proper procedure. No intention to sell because I'm smoking this reefer. I'd rather sit in the cell before I tell on my people. I don't know who my plug, I called a case amnesia. But you can talk to my lawyer, here's the number to reach him. I can't answer no questions, me don't speak no English. 528 the number that them snitches call to reach her. Hey. Probable cause, ain't no motherfucking cause. No, that's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the law. That's why I say fuck the laws. 528 fucked up, right? The motherfucking police. See, a cop can kill a young black man, he get acquitted. But a nigga kill a cop, he get sentenced.